Nonetheless, a very bad man suddenly decides to turn nice just in time for Christmas Day.
Doctor, I can't hear you.
So there should have been a number after the programme or on the programme.
A what?
NHS Direct, phone this number if you have been disturbed by seeing child abuse, a child being hit by the father, because that may have happened to you and you've repressed all knowledge of it. But this may have brought it up from your subconscious. And the only way to stop adults hitting their children because they've been beaten is to find out from their subconscious how badly they were abused, like this man was. Here it goes.
Hello. My name is Catherine Sardic. I'm 12 and a half. And this is my bedroom. This is my top secret special project. For my eyes only. Merry Christmas.
What are you doing? I warned you before about this stupid, ignorant, ridiculous child.
I was just going to make a film of the fish.
Fish are dangerous.
I just want to see them.
You're stupid. You're far too young.
Everyone at school's seen the fish.
That's enough. You'll be singing to them next, like gypsies.
Singing works. I've seen it. The fish like the singing.
What does it matter what fish like?
People say we don't have to be afraid of the fish. They're not really interested.
You don't listen to people. You listen to me.
Sorry, Father.
My house.
It's okay. It's okay.
What have you done? What is this?
Found it on an old drive. Sorry about the picture quality. Had to recover the data using quantum enfolding and a paper clip. Oh, I won't bother calling your servants. They quit. Apparently, they won the lottery at exactly the same time, which is a bit lucky when you think about it.
There isn't a lottery.
Yeah, as I say. Lucky.
The fog warning tonight. You keep these windows closed, understand? Closed. Who are you?
Tonight, I'm a ghost of Christmas past.
Mrs. Bentavalli will be looking after you tonight. You stay here as she comes. You understand? You understand?
Did you ever get to see a fish back then when you were a kid?
What does that matter to you?
Look how it mattered to you.
I cried all night. I learned life's most invaluable lesson.
Which is?
Nobody comes. Get out! Get out of my house!
Okay. Okay, but I'll be back. Way back. Way back.
Now, nobody comes. That was wonderfully put. Nobody comes to the beaten and the abused children of this world. And that's the responsibility of the government to act. Not to wait until they've been beaten up to a pulp or in hospital or dead. And use the justice system to lock up the father. It's too late then. We all need counselling if we've been abused. And the majority of us have been abused. Now this is amazing. He goes back in time and changes history. And the abuse is removed from his psyche, his personality. And of course he becomes a completely different personality. And that's why we've got megalomanias running our world, because they've been abused. They're not looking after us. We see in WikiLeaks that they're not looking after us. They're just ripping us off, just taking us for a ride. That emperors without any clothes. So here we are. So I'll just finish reading you the human rights, if I can find it. Got so many things here. It must be there. Must be below somewhere. Where is it gone? Come on. Come out of there. I know you're there. There it is. It's hiding. So, what are the other articles that our government's promised us to spend our taxes on? They're all flying around on our taxes now to look at child abuse in other countries. They're not in the least bit interested in the child abuse. They've all been abused as children and are just trying to get as much satisfaction from our money as they can. That's all they're doing. Have you ever seen anyone standing up for children in our parliament? 19. State parties, that's the UK, which signed up to it, shall take all appropriate legislative, and they haven't banned assaulting children in our homes as far as I know, administrative, social and educational measures to protect the child from all forms of physical or mental violence. Now, bullying is rife in our schools. They have dinner ladies out there who watch it. Saves them having to control the children when the big children bully the little ones. So that has to be, you must get into the playgrounds and stop the bullying. Just tell them off, say stop it, you're not allowed to, and they won't. Mental violence. Now this is going on all the time to children. They're being berated as naughty people, not bad, unwanted behaviour. It's unwanted behaviour. And you don't tell them off about it. You say, hey, don't do that. This is the better way to do it, and give them positive reinforcement when they take the right steps forward. Injury or abuse. Neglect or negligent treatment. Neglect is rife. They're neglected in our schools. 10 minutes of teaching an hour is all they get. Get the video cameras in the schools, in every classroom, so you can watch from home on your computer. Maltreatment or exploitation. Well, they're all being told that they can be football stars and sex goddesses instead of studying to be useful in society. Including sexual abuse. Now look, forget about sexual abuse, it's rare. It's the physical abuse, the psychological abuse that I'm coming down on. And with your help, if you can spread the message, I'm not asking for money, but if you can send me a little bit of money, that would help. And I'll hire lawyers and we'll take the government to court and have them locked up. They can be locked up by making fraudulent claims under the Fraud Act. If they've made statements and it's not true, that they are active when they're not, well, clearly they're not, they all go to prison for 10 years under the Fraud Act, making fraudulent claims. Get a look at the Fraud Act 2006. You can lock up all your bankers. You can lock up everyone that takes the mickey out of you and your life and family. Sorry to go on. I've got so much to tell you. This is just the second clip of 1,000 clips coming up over the next year. While in the care of parents, legal guardians, or any other person, teachers. Now this is where it's going wrong. We've got state teachers. We've got to have private schools like we had in the beginning. Schools were run by the churches. They were private. They were answerable to the parents. They'll just leave the church if the children are abused. But now the churches have taken over the state schools, and we have no idea what they're doing to our children until we find out 20 years later they've been sexually abusing them. Anyone who has the care of the child is responsible for them. Most punishments are therefore outlawed in our schools. Praise, not punishment, must become the order of the day in our schools. Punishments don't work. It violates these articles, punishing a child, particularly in front of its peers, criticising its personality as wicked. Instead of the unwanted behaviour, you carried the scissors around with a sharp point, hold the sharp point so you can't hurt anyone when you carry the scissors around the classroom. Just turn the negative into the positive. Don't smack them for carrying the scissors the wrong way. Article 28. 1. State parties recognise the right of the child to education, and with a view to achieving this right progressively and on the basis of equal opportunity, they shall in particular, and after our recent riots with the poll tax on university fees, A. Make primary education compulsory and available free to all. That's not free to all because the schools are asking for money all the time for trips and for everything. Everything must be included. Encourage, get rid of the teachers' helpers. You don't need them. With my star system here, you can manage 40 children and be teaching 40 minutes in every hour instead of 10, because they'll be eating out of your hand, wanting another star for their good work and good effort and achievements, because after 10 stars they get a treat from the reward menu. Now, I'll be going through my guidance system for you all, and I'll explain it all to you. But you can just email me and I'll send you a copy by attachment, and you can read the PDF file in your latest book reader. They're going to be in colour, and they don't have to be backlit. The more sunlight on them, the brighter they're going to be. Next year. Article 28. States parties recognise the rights of the child to education in a view of achieving his right progressively. So, encourage the development of different forms of secondary education, including general and vocational education, like the Germans have done successfully. Make them available and accessible to every child, and take appropriate measures such as the introduction of free education and offering final assistance in the case of need. Now, we can have training in the workplace, but not at school age. Stop the early teaching in the workplace. I've forgotten what they're called when they get a job as an apprentice. It's good in the first year of work. Everyone should be an apprentice in their first year of work, but not until they finish their high school and got their 4 A-level pluses. They've all got to get 4 A-level pluses, or the teachers get sacked and locked up. Make higher education accessible to all. Accessible to all on the basis of capacity by every appropriate means. Now, every child who's got 4 A-levels, if they've been properly educated, has the capacity for university education. And it has to be free. Not the lodgings. Let them work for their food. Let their parents pay for their food. We're not going to pay for their food, but their education is our benefit when they are educated. We all benefit. Make educational and vocational information and guidance available and accessible to all children. I was given none. I ended up being a teacher because I didn't know what to do. I should have been an architect. Life wasted. Make educational and vocational information and guidance available and accessible to all children. Take measures to encourage regular attendance at schools and the reduction of dropout rates. Now, we have the highest in the Western world of dropout rates, not from school, but from university, the first year. Those who attend are rewarded with a star for attendance, and after 2 weeks, 10 stars. Where every 10 stars they get a present and a prize and a reward and a privilege. The treat is such that those truanting want to be present also, such as a disco, a pizza party, or a trip to a pop concert, so they don't truant because they're not going to have 10 stars at the end of the week, and they miss out on all the fun with their peers. It's missing out on fun is the only way to motivate children. Punishments don't work. Obviously they would have if they did. Prisons would be empty if prisons worked. And our streets would be crime free. State parties shall take all appropriate measures to ensure that school discipline is administered in a manner consistent with the child's human dignity. Now go into your schools and watch them being humiliated by their teachers telling them off. I can't believe what I've seen. And I've only taught 17 years out of my 47 years of work. I escaped. I truanted for 30 years and just holidayed and studied and met these guys over the 90s.